Rand Surbey has cerebral palsy, but along with his very good friend, Jason Coles, he has been able to enter all sorts of big sporting events like half marathons and the Tough Mudder, a 10K slog through mud and obstacles. Together, they created a custom-made athletic wheelchair, which is lightweight and not that expensive. And amazingly, they did it with just a few fundraisers and on a very tight budget. Last year, Rand and Jason attempted a Guinness World Record for fastest time pushing a wheelchair. Rand is in the chair. Jason is pushing. They made the time, but unfortunately, the Guinness people didn't see it that way.
Oh.
Yeah, they
how disappointing, hey?
Yeah, they had a problem with the wheelchair. Yeah, so Jason Cole is with us now. Hi, Jason.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, very, very well. First off, how pissed are you at this decision from the Guinness people? Because you made the record time, but the Guinness people just won't give it to you.
Well, at first I was, admittedly, I was a little bit upset, but now I've come to realize that, you know, they're just uninformed on what their guidelines are. They need guidelines, but they need to refine those guidelines so they're actually fair for people. We're running it again on this Sunday. We're going to beat it again. So even though it's unofficial, we'll still be the fastest duo in the world. And we're okay with that.
So you were disqualified because the chair wasn't what they would consider the type of wheelchair that you should use in this type of event. So why wouldn't you use that chair?
Well, it's not that it's not the type, because it's exactly the same type as the current holder has. What they need to understand is that if they want to make a fair playing field, and we're nothing if not fair. We've fought to make sure that when we race with all the other runners. We start right in the same pack, right where we should be seated for our time. Everything is done, you know, completely fair. We've got many groups that we deal with, so the chair is 100% what should be used, with the exception that the current holder was pushing his 19-year-old son, who is approximately 90 to 100 pounds. My buddy, unfortunately, doesn't have that that lightness. He's got a bit more girth to him, so he's clocking in at about 160 pounds. So I had to beef up the baby stroller is basically what we used, because it's only rated for 30 pounds. So I put a little bit more suspension in the front, and I put outriggers so that his long legs would actually fit on the chair as opposed to dragging along behind him. Their criteria is that you have to buy a commercially unaltered wheelchair, which is non-existent. Every wheelchair is adapted to the person's needs, whether it's their seating position, their legs, whatever it is, it has to be altered. You shouldn't have to spend $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 to come out and participate in these things with everybody, and that's what we've been promoting for many, many years. It's unfortunate they don't see it that way, but you know, hopefully one day they'll come to realize it, and our record will stand, even if it's after we're long gone.
Well, I want to talk about your relationship with Rand, Jason. You two are buddies, and you do all this stuff together. You go in like the Tough Mudder through mud and all these obstacles. How did you guys get to know each other, and what does that relationship mean to you?
I met Rand probably about 6 years ago. I volunteer with a group called BC Moss. It's part of the Sam Sullivan Foundation, where we take people with different abilities up into inaccessible hikes with special chairs called Trail Rider. These things are absolutely fabulous. They're great for everyday use. But if you want to go into something like the Tough Mudder or local marathons and that, there isn't really anything easily available to people that don't have huge purses or, you know, strong family support or any if it's not medically necessary, it's not deemed a necessity, so it's forgotten. Society's kind of, you know, we're very good at keeping people around for a long time, but we're not really good at making that, you know, that time that they're here enjoyable. So what we try and do is fill that gap with, you know, with these chairs, and that. So Rand decided to join us on a couple of our adventures. The relationship is it's opened my eyes to things that I just have never seen. The guy lives way underneath eye level most of his life, so we build these chairs so that he can join us up above eye level. And that's why we get dressed up in costumes too. It makes it a little bit more difficult to miss us.
And you're racing the Scotiabank half marathon this Sunday, and you're raising money for the Cerebral Palsy Association?
That's correct. The Scotiabank half marathon is great. They have something called the Scotiabank Charity Challenge, where different small charities can pool together and use this as a fundraising event. We run for the Cerebral Palsy Association, and so far I think we've come up to close to 15,000. We're about 5,000 shy of the what we're going for, and we're about 10,000 shy of what would make us really happy. So, if we don't get the record for speed, we sure would like to get the record for fundraising. And
the record for outfit too, because you're dressed up as the Cookie Monster or something. What do you? Yeah, Rand is going to be. Rand is Oscar, and the chair is dressed up as a tin can, as a garbage can, and I'm going to be Big Bird. We also have Elmo, and Cookie Monster is there. Cookie Monster is is Tracy. She actually did all the costumes. Outfits us quite fabulously, I might add.
Well, good luck.
Well, thank you very much.